So I'm like a mad scientist today. I'm going to attempt to sweat this coupling onto this. One of our friends has these ornaments in their yard, all kinds of them. And this one has this copper stem that holds it in the ground where it fell out. It did a little damage on the end here, but I cleaned it up as best I could. You want to clean this up, especially if you want it watertight. Remember, this isn't watertight, so when you're doing something watertight, you're going to clean these up really good. I cleaned most of them up, but this was so bent up because they never sweated, and it just moved around in the wind. So I'm going to attempt to use this heat gun. This heat gun gets pretty hot. We use it to reform the fenders on the car when they back their trailer into their fenders. We usually heat it up with this and then push it out with a baseball bat. I'm going to show you that in one video soon. But anyway, we're going to sweat this on here so that we have no more problems with this coming apart. So what I did was I took sandpaper like this and do the outsides of the pipe. And then on the coupling, I got this battery thing, which comes really handy for cleaning the inside. Just run that around the inside. Get that nice and copper shine in there. I don't know if you can see that. Both sides. And when you're sweating, you got to use your flux and your solder. Here's your flux. Your flux you spread on there to help suck in the solder into the fitting. And then I have one of these acid brushes I use. So we're just going to get some flux on it. We're going to put the flux on the end, on each end. I want to have quite a bit. And then put it on this end. Get quite a bit of flux on there. And then usually I take and put some on the inside of here too, just to get an even pull of solder into the whole fitting. Alright, so once you've done that, you're going to stick the thing together. Okay, but before, I don't want this glass to crack, so I'm going to put a wet towel around here to keep this cool. And this is kind of crooked, but like I said, it's just to hold this thing on into the ground on the stem. So again, this isn't going to be watertight, but it will need to glue up and hold it so it doesn't wobble around in the ground. I'm going to use a heat gun, so we'll see how this works out. Now you want to generate enough heat inside this fitting that it's going to suck this solder inside of it. I'm just wondering if this heat gun can generate enough heat. I mean, it's pretty hot right now. I've got the wet towel on this side, so that's controlling some of the heat on this side of the fitting. You can almost see that flux in there starting to bubble. That means you're getting close. I'm actually heating up the workbench. See it there. Pretty hot right now. Knocking off my solder. There we go. Sucking it in. This thing's pretty hot. See how it sucks the solder in. This side is getting hot enough. And that should suck it in all around it. But you can see where I have the cloth here, it's not taking too well, because you got that water pulling off the pipe. That's why you can't have any water present when you're doing a sweat joint. That will screw up your whole day. Sometimes I had to drain the whole hot water heater because I was down the basement and I couldn't get the water out. So it's starting to suck in this side. Like I said, this doesn't have to be watertight, so we just want to get a seal on here. So this heat gun is getting the solder to melt and get sucked up in there. I'm pretty amazed. I hope my phone isn't heating up. Of course, it takes a lot longer with the heat gun because you got no flame. But you sort of feel safer with no flame because you're not going to burn stuff up. So this side here is plenty. It's sucking it in wonderfully. This side here, because of this washcloth, all right, I hear the glass cracking just a little, so that should be good enough to hold it. I'm actually amazed that the heat gun did do it. Inside your house, if you have no water and you're just heating the pipe up to sweat it, then the heat gun could probably do it if that's all you have. Torch will do it quicker, but the heat gun did a fine job, and it's pretty tight. You can hear the sizzle on here though. That's hot. But this right here is pretty tight, as you can see. So that'll do what I want it to do. But again, if you're doing a watertight seal, make sure that joint is clean, all clean, shiny copper. And then you're going to put your flux on, okay, with your acid brush, and then stick it together. Then you're going to heat it up, and it just sucks the solder right in there. So I hope this was helpful to you. I know I learned a lot.